Hello and welcome to Sammy C. Press. Today, we're diving back into something more than Shakespeare poetry workbook. We're going to be talking about William Blake. So some quick facts. He was born in 1757 and he died in 1827. He was an artist, a poet, and engraver. He was born in London, England, and was not recognized until, guess what? After his death. He inspired the Surrealism art movement. He believed imagination and reality were one and the same. William was homeschooled and is quoted saying, "Thank God I never was sent to school, to be flogged into following the style of a fool." And he didn't stop there. But to go to school in the summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. We can clearly see that William Blake felt very strongly about how school can kill one's interest in learning. Do you agree with Blake? Does school bore you? Do you feel like it's a waste of time and that those around you are foolish? Do you feel like school robs or even worse yet kills your enthusiasm for learning? Now, Blake was not against learning. However, he believed that it is better to learn by exploring nature, as well as things you're interested in. Does that thinking remind you of the thoughts of a poet that we already discussed? You know, the one who wrote about someone walking out of a lecture about astronomy to go explore and observe on his own? You got it, Walt Whitman. William Blake invented an entirely new method of etching, which he used to create his illuminated books. He suffered from some form of mental illness, possibly schizophrenia. Interestingly, Blake died poor. It was not until 1863, when Alexander Gilchrist's biography of the life of William Blake was published, that Blake became recognized. This was more than 3 decades after Blake's death. It was then that he was given his due recognition in art and literature. This was not uncommon for many famous poets and artists of the day. At their time, they were not supported or recognized, and at times even mocked. It was not until after their death that their work was recognized and appreciated. We are going to discuss one of William Blake's poems. It's called A Poison Tree. Now let's break this down just a little bit before we start. So the tree is a metaphor for anger. It has a rhyme scheme of AABB. That's also known as rhyming couplets. It has 4 stanzas. Okay, so what's a stanza? A stanza is lines of poetry that make up a section or verse. It's also broken into quadrants. So a stanza in poetry that consists of 4 lines. So this is what it looks like. You can see the bracket that is representing the stanza, and the 4 lines in each bracket is what makes the quadrant. You see the number of stanzas is 4, and then the rhyme scheme is AABB. So let's go ahead and read the poem with this information. A Poison Tree. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath to go. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I stunned it with smiles, and with soft deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night he veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. So this poem really breaks down how dangerous anger can be. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion of William Blake. Feel free to check out more of his poetries and dig a little more deeper into his life if you'd like. Until next time.